What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. Look, I get it. Jokes are jokes. It's not like that big of a deal. SNL, they haven't been funny in 30 years. Outside of perhaps the rare segment where Michael Che writes jokes for Colin Jost, whatever his stupid name is, and they're actually offensive and they're actually funny. The show for the most part is just a political mouthpiece. And last night or over the weekend, not only did they run defense for Ryan Reynolds, who's starting to look a little bit more skeezy than most people think, they also did a sketch which sole purpose was to call everyone who voted for Donald Trump racist. And this is 2025. That stuff doesn't work anymore. And I don't think, I'm actually curious. It probably still has plenty of upvotes. Let's see here. I think YouTube, they should be uploading. I know they don't upload. I think it's Black Jeopardy. Yeah. Black Jeopardy. Here we go. 2.3 million views. We know that they paid to promote this, right? It's still overwhelmingly positive. 59,000 upvotes to 3,000 downvotes. It is just, one little bit, but it's pretty annoying. You see this, Tom Hanks just came out on SNL in a MAGA hat for a bit where he acted like he didn't want to shake a black man's hand. This show wonders why the ratings are in the gutter. Trump won the popular vote. This tire trope that MAGA is racist is disgusting. SNL is an unfunny show for snobbish liberal elites. The current Republican Party is a big tent coalition comprised of many former Democrats. Good riddance, SNL. And, this has, 44,000 replies. Now, it is fair to point out this is a callback to a character on a sketch, Black Jeopardy, where Doug, the white MAGA man, finds common ground with black Americans. The sketch humanized Trump voters. The crowd didn't seem to recognize Doug in the 50th episode, and it fell completely flat. Now, see this thing. Let's see if the bit tanked. Let's see, Tom Hanks. You can see here, Hollywood star Tom Hanks appears on SNL as a Trump supporter, wearing a MAGA hat. They're still playing the same card. It's honestly so tiresome. Tom Hanks went on SNL dressed as a slob, mocking millions of Trump supporters, portraying them as dumb, racist rednecks. Keep it up, libs. You'll never win another election. Here's a little clip. Now, that's audio is terrible.
Well, thank you. Hey, now speaking of church, can I say something? If more folks went to church, we wouldn't be in this mess we're in now.
You know what? I agree with you, Doug. I'd like to shake your hand, sir. Here we go.
No,
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's just a handshake. Yeah, it's just a handshake. Yeah, all right. You're welcome in Black Jeopardy anytime.
All right. Well, thank you, my brother. Maybe I'll start a show for you to come on, and we'll call it What Jeopardy?
No. We don't need it. We don't need it.
I mean, here you have Benny Johnson. SNL decided it was a good idea to depict Tom Hanks as a racist Trump supporter in a MAGA hat who's afraid to shake a black man's hand. Is it like the most insane, over-the-top, offensive joke that I've ever seen? No, because I've known for a long time this is how these people view Trump supporters. They also don't delineate, like libs, they really can't delineate the difference between conservatives and Trump supporters. I, in general, don't consider myself a conservative. But I am a Trump supporter. And now that he's been president twice, I don't know how I'm going to vote in 2028. Hopefully, J.D. Vance proves his mettle as vice president and carries on kind of this dismantling the deep state. But what if he turns out to be a huge disappointment like Mike Pence? We don't know. I mean, remember, people forget, J.D. Vance used to be a never-Trumper. But, I mean, I like what I see so far. I think he's grown up a lot. I think he's doing a lot of the legwork that Trump would have had to do, but he's older, and so he can just stay in the White House and handle business. So I really like the work that J.D. Vance is doing, but it's not guaranteed, right? And most of it, is people dunking on this sketch. 80,000 likes. Here, hey, creep Tom Hanks. Not all MAGA hat wearers are patriots are white. In fact, most racism comes from elite Democrats. You a-hole. 70,000 likes. This was retweeted by Elon Musk. Arch Kennedy, while it's disgraceful that Tom Hanks made fun of half of America, actually more than half, and Trump supporters, he sank to the ultimate low. Hanks made fun of followers of Christ, and in my belief, it doesn't get any lower than that. I think, I'll hear C.J. Pearson, a black guy who likes Trump. Of course, he isn't really a conservative either, but he's a Trump guy. Tom Hanks in a mega fat hat, horrified at the idea of shaking a black man's hand, tells you everything you need to know about what the left has learned since November and why they will thankfully continue to lose landslide election after landslide election. Well, that's not true. I think unless Trump gets voter ID secured, like a lot of people are talking about his legacy, right? What will his legacy be, and how will he, manage, how will he be remembered? To me, even though it's not as like spicy, right? His legacy could and should be securing voter ID. Yes, deporting all the illegals I think is important, but if he doesn't secure voter ID, Republicans may never win another election again. It's just, I don't even want to say Republicans. I want to say, the better candidate. Because we saw what happened during the lockdowns and where they were able to just go house to house and harvest votes. And then they have this Ryan Reynolds bit, which I'm going to talk about here, but Tom Hanks has been blasted for portraying a Trump supporter as dim-witted racist during a skit on Saturday Night Live. Hollywood legend made his return as Doug, a clueless rube who dons a Make America Great Again hat and performed surprisingly well on a mock game show called Black Jeopardy. Hanks appeared first as Doug back in 2016 in an effort to depict both the differences and similarities between Trump voters and black culture. The character was brought back for the 50th anniversary of the NBC staple, which included a bunch of comedy sketches that nobody cares about. But as MAGA fans pointed out, President Trump has since won over a diverse electorate and secured the popular vote, turning Doug into an outdated stereotype. In a new version of the sketch, Doug vehemently refused to shake hands with the host, Darnell Hayes, played by Kenan Thompson, after Trump fans blasted SNL for the Forrest Gump star and what they viewed as an unfair portrayal. Former Robert F. Kennedy Jr. aide Link Lauren called the character disgusting and accused SNL of pushing tired, divisive narrative. It's not an accusation. They just are. That's all SNL really has. There's just simply quite frankly, there's just not a lot that they can do anymore. There's not a lot that they can. This is the comedy they know. This is the show. And since they've scared away actual fans of comedy, all they have left are people with TDS. And so they have this issue. Then they also brought out Ryan Reynolds to do a bit of reputation management. Now, I know it isn't something I've covered a lot on my channel, but most of you probably know, hey, there's some kerfuffle going on around Ryan Reynolds. Apparently, he's a bit of a douche. Shocking. Apparently, his wife, Blake Lively, is also a bit of a twat. And again, not surprised. But SNL then enrages the left by having him on the show. In fact, let me grab this other article I had, which I think I'm going to do for a short on my on Instagram and all my other short form content platforms, because it's wild to me. Here, SNL called out. Yeah, here we go. Furious fans call out SNL for trying to do damage control for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds amid Justin Baldoni war. Now, I don't care about any of them, okay? But I do think it's funny that SNL is getting roasted by the left and the right. So, they're just on the wrong side of everything constantly. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, shock return to the spotlight Sunday's SNL 50th anniversary special. Must have been Saturday night, right? Unless it was on Sunday, I don't know. Lively and Reynolds were joined by a litany of A-listers, including a bunch of other people I don't care about. But as the high-profile show concluded, marking the return of the couple to the limelight amid scandal and litigation, a number of social media users had critical words for Lively attending the red carpet event, the first one in 2 months. She had not attended a single public event since a scandal with a movie that no one else saw. During the broadcast, Ryan Reynolds poked fun at their scandal with Justin Baldoni. In a skit with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, Reynolds stood up for the audience alongside Lively, saying, "I have a question." He asked, "Oh, Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?" To which the Deadpool star deadpan, "Great, what have you heard?" In a nod to the months of headlines regarding troubled production of the summer hit It Ends With Us. It wasn't a hit. Nobody saw that movie. On social media, the reaction was swift, as a consensus of many commentators was that the powerful couple was using their clout to try and maneuver for public sentiment to get it back on their side. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is very quickly destroying what, he's pretty universally liked before. But now you get how sweet of SNL to try and do damage control for Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, but it won't work, said one user. Another remarked of the show, "Gross, they're supporting bullies too." So they're woke leftoids. These are people who do a lot of Hollywood worship. They were pissed off. The right was pissed off about them depicting Trump viewers in the way that they did. It was a backfire all around, and I absolutely love to see it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.